Hello, hello, hello. Welcome back to Heart Flow, the podcast. Um, this is like my third attempt at this. But thank you so much for tuning in. Thank you so much for coming back. I hope you have had a wonderful week. And yeah, because it is Thursday, the day that I'm recording this now. Hope you have had a wonderful week. I hope your last week was great and your weekend was great. My weekend was interesting. Um, yeah, so I did actually record this already, but I didn't realize that my microphone has a volume button on it. So I recorded this with no sound. Okay, so we're doing this again. Amen. Amen. Um, so, like I said, welcome back to Heartflow, where I talk about what is on my heart, topics that are on my heart, topics that are given to me to discuss, um, what I feel may need a voice to, and what others may feel needs a voice. So I am that voice. Um, yeah. So the one of the topics that I wanted to talk about, um, I'll just start. I don't know which one I really want to start with now that I'm thinking about them, but first I do want to encourage those that may be going through a hard time right now, like I am. You guys know that this season right now is very challenging for me. Um, it is very hard, very challenging, finance wise. Um, it's been a struggle. It's been hard. It's been heavy. You know, um, it's been heavy. It's been heavy. I've had those times where I've cried. I've had those times where I've been asking the Lord what's going on, giving Jesus that good old side eye, um, because I don't understand it. I really don't. But a lot of times his plans aren't really for our understanding, but for our trusting him. But I wanted to encourage someone who is also going through a hard season or who may be going through a hard time as well. Just that I understand or I empathize that it's heavy and things get heavy, you know. And we do have our moments of tears and our moments of sadness, um, and our moments of even despair, you know. Um, those really dark times, we do have those dark times and those dark moments. However, I challenge you to push past those feelings, recognize those feelings, and allow those feelings to be, but also push past those feelings, and find things that you are grateful for, find things that um, bring you happiness, find things that bring you peace. Look for the joys in life, look for the things that put a smile on your face. Um, Look for or seek out the scriptures that keep you rooted in your faith. Even if you have to repeat those things, repeat those scriptures to yourself, um, whether it's all day, repeat those scriptures to yourself. That's what meditating on the Word of God is. You're repeating those scriptures to yourself and you're having them in your spirit, on your mind. You're meditating on those things. Um, to keep you rooted in your faith. Everything is not great, and you guys know that. I have been transparent with you guys. It is not great. I don't know where, I don't know how a lot of things are being provided for myself. Um, and that gets super, super heavy. And I have my moments, like I said before. I've had my moments or whatever, and I do allow myself to cry. I allow myself to be sad. But staying in those moments do not benefit me in any way. Though staying in those moments do not provide for me, staying in those moments do not help me be a better person, help me to be productive, help me to be the mom that I'm striving to be. Staying in those moments only allows me to be stuck there And I don't want to be stuck there. Being stuck there just sends me into a deeper hole of darkness, and that's not beneficial for my life. So instead, I choose to seek out things that I am grateful for, and I choose to laugh. I choose to crack jokes or whatever. My Facebook page, my personal Facebook page, is just outlandish. Okay. I'm pretty sure people be looking at my page like, Shayla, what are you? What's happening? Um, because I crack jokes or whatever, and some stuff is not appropriate, but um, I say things that, or I repost things that make me laugh, or I'm sarcastic on things that are funny or whatever, those sarcastic jokes or whatnot. But I am still having a good time as much as possible. I am still doing my best to enjoy life as much as possible because life is still worth living. Even in this hard time, even in this time of struggle, I choose to focus on my faith, and I choose to trust God, and um, I choose to believe that better days are coming. I choose to believe that He has not um, forgotten me. I choose to believe that His plan is to prosper me. His plan for me is to be in good health. Um, that He is a provider. Those are things that I am trusting and believing Him for. That's what His word says. He will never leave me nor forsake me. Um, so I believe in those things. I'm standing on those things. So I continue to live because I do believe better days are coming. So that is what I challenge you also to do, is to think on those things, not the things that we cannot control, not the situation that seems to be crazy or seems to be outlandish. Have your feelings and have your emotions. Yes, I'm never going to tell you to not have those feelings or have those emotions because they are important. Um, and Christ is not a high priest that He does not understand our emotions. So we have them, He understands them, we process them, we recognize them, but we don't get stuck in them. You know what I'm saying? Um, so I challenge you to push through and push past those and find things that you are grateful for. Find things that put a smile on your face. Find things that bring you peace, even if you have to write them down each day so you can remember them for the next day. Do that, but do the things that bring you happiness and joy, as well as doing things that you can do for your situation. We can only do our part in what we can do. If we can't do it, why stress over it? We don't have any control over the situation. Why stress over it? You know what I'm saying? So that is my encouragement to whomever may need it, because I know I need it sometimes. So there's that. Um, which also leads me to say that I am a woman of many layers. Um, so even though I am going through whatever I'm going through, I'm still gonna crack a joke if it's funny. Okay, I'm still gonna get a tee hee hee, a laugh in. All right, um, and then I'm gonna have the moments where I am sad, um, and I am still exploring my singleness. You know what I'm saying? So I'm a woman of many layers, and I am still living. I am not going to stop living until I'm dead, and I'm not dead. So I'm going to continue to do the things that are aligned with His will, um, to the best of my ability, but live my life. Okay, and I encourage people to do the same because you are not dead. You still have breath in your body, so do what you can. You know what I'm saying? And I notice I say that a lot, but yeah, This is also not going to be a long podcast. Okay, I definitely want to say that this is not about to be a long podcast episode, but there is another topic that I kind of wanted, not kind of wanted, but I wanted your opinions on, and I kind of wanted to flesh out and explore as well. Um, I'm just trying to get to it. So I think it's so interesting too, or so ironic that I had this thought, and then I saw a clip of a guy talking about this very thing. I always forget I have this tattoo on my wrist. Anyway, yeah. Then I saw a guy talking about it. I didn't. I mean, I listened to his clip. I don't even know who this guy is. It's supposed to be some known guy. I don't know him. But I listened. I did listen to the clip like briefly, but he he wasn't articulating his point very clearly, so I clicked off because I don't. 3 seconds, draw me in, or I'm gone. Um, and I'm pretty sure that's how y'all be feeling about my podcast too. I don't even blame you. But so, um, I have a son, okay, my toddler or whatever, and my thought was that there is a balance, right, between the motherly, nurturing aspect of um, child rearing. I don't know why that is the term that came to mind, but okay. Um, the nurturing, the motherly nurturing aspect of it, right? And then there's a fatherly aspect of it as well, right? There's a balance. I feel like there should be a balance with the two. Like, I I am the mom. I have to just use me for an example, because that's what I'm talking about, right? So I am the mom that if my son like gets hurt or something, if my son gets hurt or something, I am going to ask him, "Are you okay?" And depending on what he says, that's how we move forward, right? Um, are you okay? If he says yes, all right. If he says no, what do you need? Do you need a hug? If he needs a hug, I'll give him a hug. Um, I am not necessarily like, oh, did you fall? I'm not necessarily that mom. Um, and I feel like my experience in one of the childcare facilities that I used to work at kind of helped me in that because, when you see a kid fall, it's like, oh, snap, the child has fallen. And you kind of jump into action, which I actually still do that with my son sometimes. But there, they would stop you from doing that so you can assess the situation, because usually if a kid falls and you don't pay them no mind, they're going to get up and just keep on going about their business, right? It's not until really you look at them or you pay them some type of attention then that's when they like may whine or cry or something like that, because they see that you have noticed them. um so that's when they may cry or whine or something. But unless it's like a big fall or something like that, and then you check in on them or whatever, which is something that I try to do with my son. Give him that space to process, and I allow him to cry if he needs to cry. I allow him to express his feelings um, if he needs to do so. And I feel like asking that question, like, "Are you okay?" gives him a moment to assess himself, to see if he's actually okay. And I feel like when people see like a child fall and they're like, "Oh, you're all right," is disregarding how that child may actually feel, because maybe they're not all right. Maybe they are actually hurt, and they need some type of care, right? Even if like their feelings are hurt or something like that, or they just need a hug or a pat on the back or something like that, they still need to be able to assess themselves and not disregard how their feelings are, right? So that's where I am on that. Um, I do at the same time believe there's a certain level of toughness that a little boy needs, um, that a male can give him that I can't. Um, there is a certain level of toughness that men have to have, especially black men have to have in this world that I do not experience. They have experiences that I don't experience, and they see things differently than me. They People receive them differently than they receive me. It's very different, and I believe that there is a, I'm gonna say toughness, but a toughness that they have to have that I'm unable to give my son or whatever. Like for example, and it's I do believe it should be from a healthy, emotionally healthy man, because those emotions are still important, coupled with the toughness, right? So, for an example, my cousin was here this last weekend or this past weekend, and he brought his puppy with him. Um, and so my dog, my son loves dogs. So he was having a grand old time with the puppy. He was running around with the puppy, right? And so at one point he was running around and um, he ran into the table at my mom's house. He ran into the table at my mom's house and fell. But it wasn't like a hard run into, but he ran into the table and fell. And so a puppy, now you on their level, so they're jumping up. So he's jumping up on them and like licking them, but jumping up on them and all the stuff the puppies do. And so my son is disoriented because he's like, like, man, I just fell. I hit the table, I fell. And so he's like, what's going on? And so and then he started to like whine cry or whatever. And so I was about to like jump into action and like scoop him up or whatever, be the little, the mommy. But my cousin was like, "You okay? You all right? Just get up." No, he didn't say that. He was like, he said, "Get up, stand on your feet." He was like, "Stand on your feet. You can stand on your feet. You can get up, or whatever." Just encouraging him to really get out of the way of the puppy so he can gather himself. Um, so he was like, stand up. He was like, stand up, stand on your feet. You can do it. Like encouraging him to do it, and not in a dismissive way of how he may have actually been feeling or whatever, um, but just letting him know in that stern man tone that you have the ability to stand up on your own. You should stand up on your own. You can do it. You know what I'm saying? Encouraging him, and I paused. I stopped um, at first to let that transaction happen. And then when I like realized he was just not, my son just was not, he wasn't getting it. So I like helped him a little bit to just to stand up or whatever. And then I like, pat him on the back and then he just went back to kind of playing with the dog. But I think that is necessary. I think there is that man tone, stern lessons of falling down and getting up, encouraging affection that he needs. Excuse me, that all boys need from a male figure. I do not think it is received the same way coming from a woman. I think it is still. I think it's received, but not received the same way um, as it would coming from a male. Let me know your thoughts on that. How you may feel, and I'm not saying like the toxic masculinity of men can't cry or boys can't cry or like hush all that up and all of that. That's not what I mean. Um, but I think there's just a difference and a balance that's needed between two healthy individuals, man and woman, to give to be able to give to a child that balance of emotions and balance of sternness that they need for the world. Um, I don't know if I really conveyed that the way that I wanted to, but that's what I think. Do you guys think that way? Those with young boys, single moms, or not single moms, um, do you think that is necessary? And I'm also not saying that boys have to be tough, like in a sense of them playing sports and them roughhousing and them fighting or whatever. They don't have to do those things to still learn how to take certain things as a little boy or a young man or as a man that men can give them, because again, women don't have the same experiences as men, so we can't speak to those things. There's a certain level of preparedness little boys need in this world, especially young black boys, especially young black boys. They need in this world that I don't believe women can give them. So I do think it is necessary for them. But again, I'm not talking about like, roughhousing and being tough in that way, because I mean, he could be into anime, or he could be a gamer, or he could be a book lover or a writer, whatever the case may be. You know what I'm saying? He can be so many different things, but that doesn't negate the fact that there is a level of understanding, a level of toughness that he may need that only a man can provide. And with that said, I need to take my son to see his god dad more often. um, yes, because like I said, it's needed. I think it's necessary and it's needed. So he needs to be around more male figures and healthy male figures at that. And I'm gonna have to take him to his god. I'm gonna have to take him over to his goddad's or his godparents' house, um, so he can be with them and so he can have more male energy around, um, that can rough house if that's what he wants to do. You know what I'm saying? I mean, I will do that too, but it's not the same, because I'm gonna be like, all right, I'm done. um, yeah, there is a level of, because of the person that I am, it's not. And then also there's, because he's at an age where um he mimics everything. I want him to be able to see a man and be able to mimic a healthy man. Their mannerisms, their how they maneuver, you know what I'm saying? And let that be something that he is able to see and experience, because he is a little boy. So that is something that he needs to, I feel like, is necessary for his development, to be able to be around that and see that, experience that, to see someone that looks like him, do the things that he do the things that he does, um, and be a little boy. You know what I'm saying? Um, and of course, I allow him to be himself here with me. Um, and I am not the girliest of girls. Like, I'm not the girliest of girls. Um, so it's not as if there's just a whole bunch of um, things that women do that is going on here. Um, but there still is, I am still, of course, a woman. So there are womanly things that transpire, that he is privy to, that he does see or whatever. And sometimes he does want to, because he's a kid. So he's like, oh well, if you're doing that, let me also do that as well. Which in his innocence, I don't mind certain things, um, and other things I correct. But um, yeah, he just needs to be around other guys. He needs to be around other guys, men that he can just follow around and mimic. So he will definitely. I need to take him to see his people. That's really that. But still, I still want to know your thoughts and your perspective on that. Um, yeah, and this other thing is very brief as well. It's very brief as well. It is, and I feel like I've seen this. I mean, I've seen it, but I said this before. Millennials are not Gen Z. Gen Z are not millennials. We are not the same. And I really need people to understand that. Okay? I really do. This whole list of first dates that women will not go on, that was not, I just believe it was not created by a millennial. I wholeheartedly believe it was created by Gen Z and probably younger because a lot of us don't care. Okay? Unless the place is really trashy or the place is somewhere we can't eat at, literally, if the food makes us sick or it's just not desirable, we don't care for real because our goal, those that desire it, is a family, is long term, is longevity. So if we connecting with you, our connection is real good or it's bomb, you know what I'm saying? Um, we will enjoy your company, period. If I'm not in danger, I'm not in danger and I am comfortable where we are, we're enjoying your company. And that's just that. We're enjoying your company. There's places that I won't go because they make me sick, like Applebee's and Denny's. I will not go. There was also the club was on there though, and I'm not going to the club for a first date because how are we connecting at the club? That one I actually agree with that because unless you can tell me how we're connecting at the club, I don't really see how that's really going to happen unless we're just there to dance. But for a first date, I feel like there should be more of a connection, more connecting type of vibe. You know what I'm saying? Um, I don't know. Unless we just go in there to dance or whatever, and then somewhere else afterwards, or we went to eat before, and then we go to the club to dance or something like that. You know what I'm saying? Maybe that, but that's the only one that was questionable to me for real. And I also didn't fully look at the list, but it was a bunch of restaurants that they were saying that they wouldn't want to go to as a first date, and that's childish. That's another thing. It was childish. And that's why I feel like it wasn't the millennials that created the list. It had to be Gen Z or whatever the next generation is after them because we don't care like that. If we're into you, we're going to be into you wherever we are. If we're interested, we're going to be interested in you wherever we are. We're not in danger. We're comfortable. We're going to enjoy your company. Period. Um, I feel like this generation is about the glam of things and the aesthetics or whatever, and are real bougie when it's not necessary. So again, let's stop putting the millennials with the other generations because that's not us and we are not them. In my opinion, millennials, the cutoff needs to be about 1992. It should be between 1991 and 1992 are the millennials. Everything after 1992 is them Gen Zers, and that's not us, and we are not them. And stop putting us with them because we do not think the same. Okay? It'd be frustrating me. We are not the same. We are not the same. And people be blaming us for stupid stuff. Like, no, that is not the millennials. We are on a different plane, different field. We're over here. Okay? Um, it's just not. It's just not the same. But that was really truly it. That's all I really had to say. Um, that's all I had to say on all of those topics. I will probably have I want to eventually have like a guest with me too. Not like all the time, but maybe sometimes, to get their perspective as well. I already know who one of my guests is because we've been talking about it. Um, Guests are because we've been talking about it, and she wants to be a part of it as well. And I would love for her to be a part of it as well. Um, yeah. So maybe if we can get more topics or something that she's interested in, and we'll be able to discuss it and have an alternative perspective on it. You know what? This is what I want to mention: dating, because I am dating right now, right? I am dating right now. Ooh, I kind of want to tell y'all this story, but I can't. I can't really tell y'all this story because it's. I think it's too fresh. It's too fresh, and I don't want to be depicted as like stirring the pot or stirring up drama or whatever, you know. So I'm not gonna do that. I'm not gonna tell the story, even though this. I will say this though: if you orchestrate your evening, if you orchestrate your evening around someone, you're not over them. Okay? If you have to orchestrate your evening around someone that you claim that you are over with, right? That you want them to be clear on that you over them, you're not over them. And you are not unbothered. You are bothered. Okay? That's what I want to say about that. All right? Um, I am in this dating game right now, right? It is, I don't even know how to describe it. I do think there's pee in the pool still. Um, I just don't get it. I really don't. I really don't understand. I don't understand. Like, where am I supposed to be looking? Right? I was on the phone with my friend, and he was like, "Where'd you meet this guy at?" And I was like, "On a dating app." And he was like, "Ugh." He was like, "Eesh." And I was like, "I know, but where else am I supposed to be finding someone to date? Where? I don't know where else. Because I'm not a clubber or whatever. I have my son with me all the time. Um, I don't know where to, like, what, where do I go? What do I do? You know what I'm saying? So there, I find that men, because that's who I'm dating, um, men are very emotionally unavailable, and they are either super clingy, do all the love bombing, right? In the beginning, right? And try to get attached to you super, super fast, or they're like distant, or they don't communicate, or there's like there's lapses in communication. They aren't consistent. And it's just like, we're the normal people. I don't understand. Where are the normal people at? Um, can we like text or whatever, call, you know what I'm saying? And like plan a date? Can there be follow through? Can there be consistency? What is so hard about that? Can we communicate? Um, mm, can we be available and emotionally like healthy and mature? Where are those guys? Friends, help me. Friends, help me. Where are these men at? I don't know. And it doesn't matter the age either. They are all inconsistent. So I just don't know what to do, really. I want to delete my whole roster and start over, but in starting over, it's like the same stuff still, though. The same stuff is still out there. And I want you to apply pressure. If you like me, I like you. Apply pressure. What is so hard about that? I want you to be interested in me. I want you to be into me. Being into me, you texting me, you calling me, seeing what's up, see how I'm doing, how my son doing, whatever. What's going on with your day. Um, Conversations. That's what I want. And I'm not getting that. I'm really not getting that. And it sucks. It sucks so bad. And mm, 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 because I was about to say something. Um, it just sucks, man. It sucks a lot. It sucks a lot to know that you are open in these areas, and but other people are not, and and it's like you just crossing people off the list or whatever. Even after we still like giving them chances, because I am not like an immediately just cross you off the list type of person, right? I will give you a chance, um, but then also, how many chances? I'm not going to give you a whole bunch of chances, especially we just communicating right now. I'm not about to give you a whole bunch of chances. You ain't even measuring up or meeting these um, qualifications, baby boy. It's no more. Like an example, right? So this dude, okay, this dude was love bombing me. Oh, you're gorgeous. Oh, you're fantastic. Oh my gosh, I want to be with you. Oh, da da da. Right, all the flattering things. And then I sent him this video about what a husband is. Right, not even saying like what I think a husband is. Right, not even saying like this is what I want right now from you. It was a what are your thoughts on this? um, Conversation starter. What are your thoughts on this? I didn't hear from that. I didn't hear from him for for 2 days. It was 2 days. I didn't hear from him, and then he texted me and was like, "Sorry, yeah, there's some valid points. Where have you been? What? Where have you been?" And I say, "Where have you been?" because all this other time you have been hitting me up every day, every day with the flattery. You know what I'm saying? Every day with the flattery, every day with the pressure. Okay, but I sent you this video, and then you're gone. Okay, I'm gone too. I'm gone too. This other guy, we have been communicating. We've been communicating for a little minute now, about a couple months, right? We've been communicating, or whatever, just building up to something. I don't know. Um, but then like the pressure has eased up, right? Like I don't know if he got comfortable or what, but the pressure has eased up. And I'm like, and I told him, I expressed my feelings or whatever, and I was like, the communication isn't the same or whatever, and this situation popped up or whatever happened, and I'm just not too sure about it. And he was like, "Oh, I understand," or whatever. I am still interested, and I was like, "Okay," but the pressure is not the same. It's not the same. I am deserving of pressure. If you're interested, pressure me. Not pressure me, but apply pressure, okay? And don't let up. That was a little more transparency for you into my dating life right now. Um, and there's no like conversation about, I don't know, y'all. I'm gonna stop rambling at this point, but yeah. Um, let me know your let me know your thoughts if you are single and you're in this dating world. Let me know your experiences as well, right? um and then also let me know your experience if you are a single mom or not a single mom, and um, how you feel about this whole balance between female and male energy, pretty much, and raising young boys. And if you think that is necessary, like the sternness from a man, the perspective and all that from a man that's needed for little boys. And it's not even just from their father or whatever, because maybe their father isn't present, but a godfather or an uncle, a cousin, a brother, a coach, those type of figures are necessary or needed. What are your thoughts on that? Well, I am done because I'm going to ramble on and I don't want to do that. So I hope you have a great, great rest of your week. I hope you have a fantastic day in the rest of your week and weekend. I will see you later. Toodaloo. Blessings.